Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
This story is sponsored by Little River Medical Center. Well, today we are talking about stress, and I'm joined by Lindsay. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Talk to me a little bit about what you do here at Little River Medical Center.
Sure. I am a behavioral health counselor. I work in a primary care setting. We utilize the integrated approach, the integrated model of care, and I get to see so many patients I otherwise wouldn't be able to see.
Love that. So when we're talking about stress, I feel like a lot of people hear that word and we think, oh, well, I'm always going to be stressed. There's nothing I can do about it. You know, you come in.
Well, that's why I have a job.
Yes, exactly.
For most of us, we are always going to live with stress. If we're married, if we have kids, if we have a job, yeah, there is some level of stress. But there are different things we can do to minimize the impacts on our emotions, our physical health, and our overall quality of life.
Well, let's first talk about some of the warning signs that we should be looking out for if we are getting a little too stressed.
Difficulty maintaining relationships, you're cranky, you're irritable, you're not sleeping, you're not eating well, just that overall feeling of unwell.
Yeah, things just don't feel the same.
No, things just kind of take over in a negative way.
All right, so what can you do about it if you start to feel that way?
The first thing you should do is acknowledge that stress. What can I do to minimize this source of stress or make it go away completely? And if that is not at all possible, then that's where coping skills, that breathing techniques, calming techniques, grounding skills, mindfulness, exercise, paying attention to your lifestyle choices, all of that plays a part.
We all don't want to think about the fact that if we were to exercise a little more, sleep more, eat a little better, that we probably would feel a little better.
Absolutely, but let me ask you, in this crazy, busy life we all lead at this point, how easy is it to do all of those things every day?
For me, I'm going to be honest, it's extremely difficult. And I almost feel sometimes that it's too difficult. And I don't know if other people feel that way.
I'm sure we all feel that way. I feel that way. Yeah, so if we can just find one thing to slowly change, you may not be able to work out for an hour every day, but if you spend 15 minutes walking while listening to your favorite music or an audiobook, that's some self-care and exercise right there.
All right, let's talk about this. Obviously, with what you do, you are an advocate for people seeking counseling. But for somebody that has never gotten mental health counseling before, that can kind of be a big jump for them to make.
Yeah.
What would you say to somebody who is considering it but not quite sure if they're ready yet?
That's a really good question. It is not what you see on Frasier.
That's a good point.
And it's okay if you come to a session, meet a therapist, and decide it's not for you, meaning you're not clicking with the therapist. This is an intimate relationship. You have to jive, you have to vibe well. And if a clinician is worth their salt, they're not going to be offended. So come in, meet someone, see how you feel, test the waters. If it doesn't work out, try someone else. But I'm willing to bet after 20 minutes, you're gonna forget how uncomfortable and nervous you are.
If somebody is kind of interested in taking that leap, what does that look like here at Little River?
So you can call and make an appointment. We do accept self-referrals, but I'm gonna let you know we are going to advocate for you to establish care with a medical provider, simply because we think it is incredibly important to bring all of the things together. So to bring all of the things together, your physical health and how we can help you achieve those goals, such as reducing your blood pressure or improving the diabetic symptoms you're experiencing, things like that, because it all plays a part in one another.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
This story is sponsored by Seaside Furniture Gallery and Accents. We are very comfy and cozy today on Living Local Carolina. I am at Seaside Furniture Gallery and Accents, and I'm joined once again by Kent. Thanks for having me back here.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
It looks very different than the last time I was in here.
Yeah, we're moving the showroom, so we're very excited about the change that's going on here at Seaside. Hey, it's 30,000 square feet, folks, so there's a lot of furniture to be moved around, and we've done so, and it looks fantastic. I hope you come out and see it.
They definitely should. There's pretty much something for everyone here, whether you need a lamp or a rug. There's also a lot of fun stuff that you can decorate with.
Absolutely, yeah. We have a lot of lamps, pictures, and accessories on the showroom floor. You know, when you have that much square footage, it's really a lot to look at. And of course, we have the living room, dining room, bedrooms, outdoor furniture, this time of year, fireplaces, recliners. Those are the things that we carry a lot of, so every price point too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about y'all's history, how long you've been around.
Well, we've been around since 2001. We've been in this location, the main showroom and mattress gallery, since 2022. But prior to that, we were at the North Myrtle Beach store, which is still open, and that was in 2006 that we moved there.
All right, so for somebody that has not had the pleasure of coming by here yet, what all do you guys offer here at Seaside?
Yeah, well, like I said, we offer every furniture item that you could possibly think of. We have a great design team and also sales team. They've been around for 30 plus years selling furniture. So yeah, we have a wonderful selection here, and you can buy right off the showroom floor. You can take it home that day if you want to, or schedule it for the next day.
And what do you suggest whenever people want to make a purchase here? Should they just come look around, or should they make an appointment with one of you guys? How does that work?
Right, so they can call and make an appointment with one of our designers, but typically if they just walk in, we have enough coverage or staff that we can handle it. And what we ask, if they have a brand new home, bring the floor plans if you have it, bring your floor sample if you have it, or, you know, I always say bring your favorite picture and wear your favorite outfit, because those are going to be telling signs as to what colors you like.
This story is sponsored by Seaside Furniture Gallery and Accents. The following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Coastal Garage Screen Doors. Guys, welcome back to Living Local Carolina. We've got a cool topic today. I'm with Lee from Coastal Garage Screen Doors. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing wonderful. Right behind us, we have exactly what you do.
Every day.
These lovely garage screen doors. What are some of the benefits? Sell it to me.
So if you were getting it, you're going to get the best price. Number one, I'm the only company that sells that center door. You get a lifetime warranty on everything but the screen, and that's lifetime. And I give you a 10-year personal warranty as my install.
Love it.
I don't just do the year.
All right, wonderful. And this is one of those things that, especially in South Carolina, you can enjoy it year round.
Yes.
We have wonderful weather here, right?
Yeah, so they come in brown, sandstone, and white in the frame. You can get white or black in the screens. Screens are PVC, kind of like pet proof. The white screen reflects the heat rays. You can see out, but as you can tell, you can't hardly see in.
Yeah.
And so it'll drop the temperature in the summertime about 15, 20 degrees because the heat doesn't go in.
Yeah, that's awesome. What has been the community response from your customers that get one of these?
So even though I do these little skits like this, 90% of my sales are them. And in 1 year, I became the biggest lifestyle screen distributor in the whole United States. So,
That's amazing.
well, that's what being a perfectionist does, and it's all about the customer, you guys, because y'all are my sellers.
Let's talk a little bit more about this perfectionism. Why is that so important to you?
It's always been, you know, my dad always told me, son, if you ain't got enough time to do a job right, what makes you think you got enough time to come back and fix it? And I've just always been like that since I was a kid. The way I build my screens is totally different from everybody else, and it's just the way it is. If it's not perfect, it don't leave my shop.
All right, well, I know somebody watching right now is going to want to get in contact with you. What's the best way for them to do that if they're interested?
You can call or text 843-429-0591. I do have a website you can go to, but the best way is to call or text.
This portion of Living Local Carolina was sponsored by Coastal Garage Screen Doors.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, welcome back to Living Local Carolina, everybody. Today I am joined by Matt, who is a producer amongst a ton of other titles. So how are you doing?
I am great. I'm great. It's good to be here.
All right, I want you to talk to me a little bit about your career and what you do.
Producer, musician, singer, artist. Just love doing music. Been doing it for a while. Recording engineer.
Well, I know that you have a term that you've coined called mixed producer. Can you kind of break that down for me?
Yeah. So, what producer actually started out in music? It started out as the person who pretty much directs the song. And so, back in the days, like, in the 80s, 90s, Teddy Riley or Berry Gordy or someone, or Puffy would produce a record, and they didn't necessarily play, or Puffy wouldn't necessarily play anything. He would just direct the song. Put that snare there. That sounds really great, and I'll approve it. Then Teddy Riley kind of came along and kind of did everything himself. Like, he did all the music, he directed everything, got everything together. And then now it's kind of evolved to the producer kind of just does the beat. Well, that isn't really what a producer does. And so the mixed producer kind of puts more of a context for the engineer. A lot of times now the engineer is the one who is kind of putting all the effects and making producer decisions. And they're talking to the artist, because the person who did the beat sent the beat. The artist did what they did on it, sing, rap, what have you, and then they're coming into the studio. And now the song still needs coaching, it still needs massaging. And so usually the engineer is the one who does it. So now you call the engineer the producer, but they don't necessarily get credit for doing the things that they're doing, you know what I mean? And so what mixed producer does is kind of give language to what's actually happening, because I'm changing songs, adding even to the point where adding more instrumentation with the instrumentation that's there, like putting more snares here, or putting a break here, changing the entire sound of this part, making decisions that are producer's decisions, that if you didn't know the engineer did that, you would be like, oh, the producer's great, you know what I mean? But producer just put a kind of a boom tap. They did their thing. They put the foundation on, but the finishing product was really, really created by the engineer. So.
And that's what makes it sound really good in the end too. Okay, talk to me about the highlights of your career. Obviously, you've won a Grammy. You've worked with some very notable artists before, but tell me some of the highlights.
Again, it's hard for me to talk about stuff. I literally have people that have known me for like 15 years, and they're just finding out that I have a Grammy. So I'm the guy, literally, I'm the guy who wins the award but doesn't come. Yeah, I'm that guy. So it's, I sit in a lot of sessions, and they're like, man, you have a Grammy, you got a song with Ashanti, you got a song with this person, that person, and I'll be like, okay, that's cool, but can we work? Like, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? Yeah. So, let's see. I worked with Ashanti. Got a song with Tyrese, and did a song with Aaron Hall and Biggie Smalls, and just done some work with some people. Traveled a couple of places and worked with a lot of dream people. But it's cool.
I'm sure you have a million stories, but what are you working on right now?
Now I've relocated I used to be, my main place was Richmond, Virginia. And so now I've moved to California. So kind of relocating and kind of getting things. I'm in Sacramento. I'm really, really working on establishing a second location for the studio that we had in Richmond. So we're kind of expanding. It's a Spot recording studio in Richmond, Virginia. Go check them out. longest urban studio, the best in DMV.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.